Hi, I'm Susan, a physiotherapist and a certified Pilates instructor. And I hope today's slow and steady Pilates class leaves you feeling strong and grounded from within. Let's get on the mat. Welcome to this class. So today we're going to be doing a series of strengthening exercises. So strengthening upper body, core, lower body. And the exercises have been picked specifically because they are calming and grounding. So my hope is that when you finish this class, you feel like you got a good strength workout and you're also feeling more calm and grounded. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you do feel afterwards. We don't need any equipment. We're going to start on our backs and then we're going to move to our sides and then finally finishing on our hands and knees. So let's get started. We're going to come onto our backs. So making your way down. Once you get there, just letting your knees be bent. And we're going to bring our feet and knees together so that they're touching. And then taking one hand to your stomach and one hand to your chest, letting your elbows just come down to the sides. So we'll take a few moments just connecting to our body, to ourselves before we start to move. So first things, just feeling your body against the ground here. So feeling the weight of your body against the floor. Feeling that contact, that support of the ground below you. Feeling the contact of your hands against your body. And starting to feel the subtle movement at your hands that your breath creates. So that slight lift of your belly under your chest as you breathe in. And that fall or release as you breathe out. If it helps, you can close your eyes here to really tune into your breath and the movement that it's creating within your body. So we'll follow just a couple more breaths in and out. And on your next inhale, we'll take the arms and open them out to a T, palms facing down. We'll stay here for another breath in and another breath out. On your next inhale, letting your knees fall to the left, letting the right side of your right shoulder and arm to stay as close to the ground here as possible. And exhale will bring us back to center. And an inhale will take us over to the right. This time the left arm and shoulder are staying as close to the ground as possible. Exhale, finding your core, starting to find your core to come to center. Inhaling with control, lowering your legs to the left. So we're going to keep going back and forth here, trying to find that core connection to control the legs and to bring them back through center as we stay connected to the ground through our upper body. So breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. When you come to center, we're going to pause, bring the feet and knees hip distance apart, and then floating our arms up to the ceiling. So we're in our neutral spine here, so we've got that little space between our lower back and the floor. Breathing in here at center, breathing out, tipping into your imprint, bringing your lower back to the floor, and then rolling up into your bridge, sending the arms overhead, and then back up to the ceiling as you start to roll back down. Breathing in, we're going to breathe out, come into a curl, arms come down to our sides. Breathing in to lower back down, arms to the ceiling. Exhaling into the imprint and then rolling back up to your bridge. Inhaling the arms overhead. Exhaling, starting to make your way down. Breathing in and breathing out to come into your curl. Let's try to keep our neutral spine here when we lift up into our curl, controlling on the way down. Back into our imprint, one vertebrae at a time, we lift up, sending the arms back while keeping the ribs down and tucked in. Arms lift up, and we melt it back down. Breathing in. Breathing out, lifting with your chest, your upper abdominals, looking forwards. Breathing in to lower. So coming into that nice straight line, shoulders, hips, and knees. Arms go back, arms lift up, we roll it back down. We curl up with that exhale, looking between the knees. Inhale, lowering down. Our feet stay nice and planted here, heels in line with our sit bones, so hip distance apart. Again, lifting with our chest, our upper abdominals here, getting those shoulders off the ground. So we're going to do one more. Connecting to our glutes and hamstrings here at the top. This time when we come into the curl, we're going to stay and come into our 100. So we're going to exhale up. At the top here, turning the palms to the floor, making sure we're still in our neutral spine. We can take one hand behind the head to support the weight of the head if we need to. Reminder that the hundreds breath is a sniffing inhale and a pulsing through the lips exhale. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In through the nose and then out through your lips. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 2 more rounds, pulsing from the shoulders. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last round. And lowering back down. We're going to take the right hand, actually left hand, let's go left hand behind the head, right hand up to the ceiling. Just checking in with that position of the pelvis again, so still neutral here. Floating that arm back overhead. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, we're going to curl up, lift the arm, lift the left leg, reach across the body to the left side of the mat. Inhale, tap the toes down, reach the arm overhead. Again, we curl up, arm comes up, left knee comes up. We reach across the body. We come back to center and down. So that exhale helps us to come up and reach across. And we use the inhale to control the lowering. Keep going here. Maybe imagining that this right arm is like a seat belt coming across the body and we're tightening it across as we reach to the left edge of the mat. We've got 4 more here. And 3. We'll try to keep our left shoulder in line with our left hip as we reach across. And we've got 1 more. Coming back down, we're going to just switch the arm. So left arm reaching up to the ceiling, right elbow reaching to the side. We'll take that left arm back, breathing in, curling up on the exhale. This time, right leg comes up as we reach across to the right. Inhale, tapping the toes, reaching the arm back. Exhale, tabletop, we reach across. We'll keep that pelvis nice and grounded here, especially as we reach across. Left foot connected to the ground, left hip connected to the floor. So just watching for that rocking that might be happening at the pelvis and trying to minimize it as much as we can. Keep breathing here. I'm working just as hard to keep that left side of the pelvis down for these last 3 here. And 2. And last one, let's keep that right elbow nice and wide. Coming down with control. Both feet back down onto the ground. We'll bring our arms to our sides. And here, just checking in, making sure the collarbones are nice and wide, so we're not scrunching the shoulders up to the ceiling. Feet are flat and the heels are in line with our sit bones. We're coming into some more bridge work here. So we're gonna press our hips up, taking the weight into the right leg, left leg to tabletop, where you reach forward on the diagonal, come back to tabletop, reach up to the ceiling, back to tabletop, and then the foot comes down and we take weight into that left leg, right leg to tabletop. We reach forward on a diagonal, tabletop, lengthen up to the ceiling, tabletop, and down. We stay nice and steady as we switch sides. Reaching forward, coming back in, reaching up, tabletop, and down. So steady each time we switch. So we breathe in to lift the leg, breathe out to stretch, into tabletop, out to reach, into tabletop, and exhale to lower. So let that breath slow you down here. So breathing in to start, exhale, reach, inhale, center, exhale, reach, inhale, center, and exhale down. Each time we place the foot down, we're placing it in line, heel in line with our sit bone, as best as we can tell. So we're not narrowing our stance, we're keeping it nice and constant. Keep going nice and steady here. Use that breath. Shoulders are staying nice and open. So we've got those shoulder blades tucked underneath us. One more on each side. Breath is still nice and strong. Last one here. We come back to center, so both feet on the ground, and we're gonna melt it back down to the floor. Invitation here to hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little massage for the back. That finishes the exercises on our back. We're gonna take our feet back down and roll to one side, pressing ourselves up onto our elbow, getting that elbow right underneath your shoulder. Bottom knee is gonna be bent, top leg is gonna be extended. We can tuck this bottom knee underneath us a little bit more. Doesn't have to be right underneath the top leg, but a little closer than here. So sliding it back a little bit. Reaching that top arm up, finding this lift away from the ground, breathing in, pressing the hips up and forward, breathing out. Folding at the hips, breathing in to come down. So we're gonna keep lifting up and down. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can lift the leg each time you come up. Otherwise, keep the foot in contact with the ground. So each time we come up into a nice straight line, shoulder, hip, and then heel. 2 more just like this. This time we're gonna add on if you're able to. So coming up, and we're gonna add the thread the needle. So we're gonna take this right arm, reach it underneath the body to the left side of the mat or the back of the mat, reach it across, back up and down. If that's too much for you, you can do the thread the needle at the bottom. So we reach back, we reach forward, reach up to the ceiling, and then sitting the hips back down. 2 more here. Keep that waist up nice and high and down. Last one. And then we've just got one more here. Again, you can stay down and do the version down here. Otherwise, you're gonna lift up, press the hips forward into that nice straight line again. And then we're gonna lift the leg and hold. Toes pointing forward, hips are pressed forwards. Find your breath here. Find some calm, some steadiness, along with this strength. So 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come down with the leg. We come down with our hips. Amazing. All right, let's press ourselves up and go straight to the other side. So onto the other elbow, underneath the shoulder, lengthening out that top leg, and then tucking this bottom leg underneath you. Find already some work in your side waist here, even with the hips on the ground. Reaching that arm up, breathing in. We press our hips forward or up and forward as we exhale. Breathing in to come down. So each time finding that nice straight line, shoulder, hip, heel. One more like this, and then we'll add that thread the needle if we're able to. Remember, you can also do it from down here. So if you're gonna lift up, we're gonna lift up. We'll take this reach to the back of the mat, forward, back up, and then we come down. 2 more like this. And down. Let's say 2 more from here. I think we did 4 on the other side, so we'll match it up. All right, last one. Press those hips forward, reach, lower down. So this last one is the leg lift, so you can do it from here if you prefer, or if you can come up, we're gonna lift up, we're gonna lift that leg, toes pointing forward, hips pressed forward, lifting out of our shoulder, Finding our breath here, so finding that calm, that steadiness. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower it down, bring the hips down, and we're on to our last strengthening exercise, which is on our hands and knees. A little bit more upper body, so some push-ups here. So let's find hands and knees. We'll go toes tucked under and then walking the hands nice and wide in front of your shoulders. So much so that when you bring yourself forward onto your hands, your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are extended. So rather than being folded at the hips, we're going to let the hips lower into this plank-like position. And then from here, a little tuck of the tail. So a little tuck of the tail, and then drawing those ribs into the body. So drawing the ribs in and a tuck of the tail. We're going to try to maintain this as we go through our push-up. So when you're ready, we'll lower with our inhale. Elbows will point out to the side, so breathing in, breathing out to lift. See if you can make your lowering down a little slower than you're pressing up. Keep staying connected with the ribs to the pelvis here. So ribs stay drawn in, pelvis stays tucked. Do what you can. So if it's just one more you have left, you do one more. If you've got 3 more left, we'll do 3 more. Take whatever breaks you need. And if you've got 1 more left, we'll go for 1 more. And then we're going to press back towards our legs, finding a child's pose. To close off this session, hips to your heels, letting the forehead come down to the mat. Like we did at the beginnings, feeling that contact this time of the front of your body against the floor. Checking in with your breath in this moment. Maybe you can feel your heart rate as well. Let's take one deeper breath in and a nice slow exhale. Pressing ourselves up. And that's going to conclude our class. So like I said in the beginning, maybe just taking a moment, seeing how you feel here. Perhaps you do feel stronger, more calm, more grounded. If not, that's also okay. But let me know either way how you feel. I'd love to know how this class worked out for you. And I'll see you in the next one real soon.